He was born on the 15th of April 1452, and he died on the 2nd of May 1519, with 67 years. One of the best-known works of this painter is The Virgin and Child Jesus with Saint Anne, the painting we are going to talk about. Concerning the style of the painting, it is clearly a Renaissance painting. Its author, as we mentioned before, is Leonardo da Vinci, and this work was painted in 1510. The theme is clearly religious, because appear the Virgin Mary, Saint Anne, and the Child Jesus in a landscape. As we said, the figures that add portrait are Child Jesus, Virgin Mary, and Saint Anne, and they are sitting in the middle of a stone path in a field. In the painting, Mary is sitting on top of Anne, grabbing Child Jesus, who is playing with a lamb, but they don't seem to be talking. Mary and Anne are dressed with the clothes that poor people of this time used to wear, some dresses, while Child Jesus isn't wearing anything. They are in a rural landscape.
The figures are realistic and the contours are not very marked. This painting was deep because it appears a landscape in the background. The figures draw as they move away from the viewer. The colors do not fade as they approach the bottom of the frame and the contours do not fade. In this world, color predominates. The scene is bright, the colors are warm and cheerful. There is a lot of variety of colors and they correspond to reality.
In the picture we can see that the light comes from the front. We also can see that the three characters are more illuminated. The light is natural because it comes from the landscape. It is an oil painting by Leonardo da Vinci and it can be seen in the Louvre Museum in Paris. We like this Leonardo da Vinci Renaissance painting because its colors are great and it represents a typical landscape of Leonardo paintings. We would also like to highlight the fantastic pyramid-shaped composition where the main figure of the Virgin. We are fans of this artist's paintings and that is why we like this painting so much.
Hello, we are Susana, Irene and Carmen and today we are going to tell you about a picture that is called the Gioconda.
The Gioconda, also known as the Mona Lisa, is a Renaissance painting. The author is Leonardo da Vinci, and he painted in 1503. It is a portrait of Lisa Gherardini, wife of Francesco Giocondo. It's one of the most discussed works of art ever, partly thanks to the subject's ambiguous smile.
The lady is sitting in an armchair, and her arms rest on the seat. She is dressed with an old green and golden dress. Her hair is dark brown, and her brown eyes follow you everywhere. Under her arms there is an old and brown book.
In the landscape, Da Vinci represents lakes, mountains, and fog inspired by the views that Leonardo could see in the Alps when he made his trip to Milan. The figures represented in this picture are realistic and the contours are poorly marked because he used the technique of sfumato. The picture has depth. The figures isn't dark thing when the spectator gets away. At the background, the colors and the shapes are blurring. The outlines of the figures become increasingly blurred by the same technique mentioned as before. Leonardo's technique used on this picture is oil on panel and there is no author's signature on the painting.
One of the most important areas of the composition of the Gioconda is the central part of the painting that includes the face of the model. This area is called the core of the image, and in the case of La Gioconda's painting, it represents the face of the model. The most important part of this area is her mysterious smile.
The Gioconda also presents an important factor in terms of the composition of its shape. This painting stands out from having three-dimensional shapes because in the hands and eyes of the model you can see a play with light and shadow to give a sense of volume.
Mostly dark and mute colors predominate in this painting. They give a feeling of sadness and it makes it look like reality.
The light is natural, seeing the sea, and falls in broad daylight. The day is cloudy, so the colors aren't very intense, and neither is the light. The Mona Lisa is one of the most valuable paintings in the world, and it can be seen in the Louvre Museum in Paris.
To finish, in our opinion, it is one of the best paintings of Da Vinci, because it attracts our attention. She is always looking at us and it seems very interesting, taking into account the few resources that were at that time.
Hello, my name is Maria Victoria and we are going to present our final task, in which we talk about the Vitruvian Man, which was made by Leonardo da Vinci. First of all, I am gonna introduce our work. On the first hand, we are going to introduce the presentation and tell you a bit about Da Vinci's life. And on the other hand, we will say you more relevant information about this artwork. To sum, I am gonna tell you a little opinion from my point of view.
The Vitruvian Man is one of Leonardo da Vinci's best-known works. It's a Renaissance work painted around 1490. It is a famous drawing accompanied by an anatomical note of Leonardo da Vinci, made in one of his diaries. The picture shows a man with limbs.
Who is Leonardo da Vinci? Leonardo da Vinci was a Florentine policeman of the Italian Renaissance. Also, he was a painter, anatomic, scientific, through a lot of other things. Was born on 15 April 1457 in Italy. He died on 2 May 1519 in France.
The painting belonged to the Giuseppe Bossi collection until after his death in 1815. It was first set at auction by Luigi Celotti and later by the Gallery of the Academy of Venice, where it has been preserved since 1822. It is really exhibited to the public. There is no landscape in the painting, since it is drawn on a paper from Leonardo's diary, although the figure is inscribed.
A study of the proportion. It is a study of the proportion of the human body. Vitruvius found all kinds of mathematical proportion in the body, made from architectural texts. That's where the name of the picture comes from. The figure depicted is realistic and the outline of the figure is well marked, so that over the years you continue to see the image. It is a pencil and ink drawn monochrome, and as we have already said, the figure of man with a naked body appears inside a
Strokes. The proportions of the painting are hyper-realistic, since it accurately measures every detail of the human body until it reaches perfection, according to Leonardo da Vinci, and its measurement the contours are very marked, even behind
color and shapes do not fade as they get closer to the bottom of the picture since it is a linear stroke. The lines of the figure are straight vertically and are grouped together forming a circle and a square covering the entire human silhouette. In this painting there is not color predominant, only the dark ones transmitting sadness. The light It's natural and it illuminates.
Personal opinion. We have loved this work as you can learn about human anatomy and its perfection. Although there is not much information, it is very interesting because of the image posture and the fact that it was painted on a piece of paper with notes about. Thank you. We hope you like it.